Yay. Hello, guys. Say hello as you're popping on. We are getting ready to kick off with our first live Saturday school in 3 weeks, I think 4 weeks. So, hello, guys. I'm super excited to be here with you today. Make sure you have your notebooks, you have your pen, and say hello as you're popping on. I'm going to give it just a few moments and allow you guys to pop on, allow you to say some hellos, and then we're going to dive into things. As you can see from the title, how you're going to build a money-making brand in the next 3 months, and here's how you're going to do it. Or should I say, you're going to build a money-making brand in the next 3 months. So we're going to close out the year like super, super strong. All right, like forget what you heard, forget what you thought. You are going to close the year really, really strong. And today I'm breaking down how you're going to do it. All right, so I hope that you are here for this conversation. All right. So say hello, say hello. I'm just going to hang out just for a few minutes just to give the lag and give people an opportunity to pop on. And again, say hello. Would love to know who is out there. And if you're popping on for the first time, or maybe you were just on YouTube and the live stream popped up and you're like, where am I? Who is this? My name is Steph Perez, often heard as your girl, Steph Perez. And this is one of the lives that I do every single week called Saturday School, where I talk all things money making. I help you get the bag. I help you learn how to do it. And I like to think that, I'm your mentor, whether you've ever spent a dime with me or not, like I'm your mentor. I think you're going to get a lot out of today, and I'm super, super excited. So hello, Steph. Lundy here. Oh, hey, Lundy. Hello, Victory Glow. Hello, Tamara. All right, you guys, let's dive in. All right, so as you can see from the title, you're going to build a money-making brand. You see the assumption that I'm making. Like, we're not going into this believing it's possible. Like, you are going to build a money-making brand. We're stepping into this with the power of knowing, like knowing that it's already. And if you don't know that for yourself yet, like if you don't believe that you know that for yourself yet, just keep hanging out with me, because that's how I operate. I don't do anything unless I know, which is why, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go so deep yet, but which is why, right, my business does what my business does, is because I know with every single thing that I do that I'm doing it, right, to move my business forward. I'm doing it and I know that lives are going to be changed. I'm doing it and I know that I'm going to make an impact. I'm doing it and I know that I'm going to generate revenue and that my business is going to do what my business is going to do. I don't do anything believing it's going to work or believing. I do everything with a knowing. Right. So that's why the title is as such. And you're going to see a lot of my titles over these last few months of the year as such, because I want to help more and more people step into that power of knowing. I'm just telling you, like, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize, wait a second, like I've been believing all this time. And maybe you haven't even been believing, like maybe like you don't even know, maybe you don't trust the process. Like maybe you're not there yet, where you're not even believing. Maybe you're just hopeful. When you finally do step into that place of knowing, I'm telling you, like you're going to wake up and you're just going to begin to see things differently. It's almost like I feel like you see things in an esoteric way, where you want other people to see it the way that you see it so bad, and that you really can't even convey or to describe like how you actually see it. There's just this knowing. And believe it or not, that's how a lot of the ultra successful people operate. Like that's why oftentimes they come off as being cocky. They come off as being arrogant, is because literally they're operating from a space of like, everything I touch turns to gold, or else I wouldn't touch it. Does that make sense? And I remember so many years ago, someone came across my path, and many people have actually said this, but for whatever reason, this person, it really stood out. And they said, Steph, I don't get it. It's like everything you touch turns to gold. Right. And I at that point, like I wasn't at a time in my business where I really understood like why that was so. I just really believed I was just great at marketing. And so anything that I would market, I would have success with. But now that I am where I am now, I realize it's simply because like I will never invest into anything, right? Like if I don't know it's going to help me, I will never invest a dollar, a dime into anything unless I know I'm going to get an outcome from it. So it's kind of like I already know before I make an investment of time, energy, or finances that thing is going to further my cause. You guys think about that for a second. right? So unlike a lot of people, I never go into anything like, I hope this works for me, or I hope this is the right information, because I would never make such an investment, right? Unless I already knew that I was going to do something with that thing and that thing was going to actually help me. So you see how when you operate from a place of knowing, it's not just because I want to make money, I'm telling myself I know I will. It's just like, I know I don't make bad decisions. I don't make decisions, and I don't do anything that's not fully in support of where I want to go, because I operate differently. And that's what I really want to help other people get to, because if you think about it, right, there, you go do your research and it says that 6% of entrepreneurs, right, earn $100,000 or more a year. That's a very small percentage. So it tells us that if such a small percentage of entrepreneurs are making six figures and more, like, clearly there is a difference between those that are and those that are not. And it's never just about joining a thing or timing. Like, it has very, very little to do with that, those things. It has everything to do with, like, literally, like, being a different person. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee, let that sink in. Like, I hope that, like, that can help you go into today's Saturday school, like, already kind of like reframing the way that you think about things, and even reframing the way maybe you think about yourself, so that you can begin to navigate things differently. All right. All right. And if anyone else just popped on, hello, hello. So Saturday school, real laid back, grab your notebooks, grab your pen. You're going to build a money-making brand over these next 3 months. Someone type that in down below in the description, the live chat, right? In the live chat, type in, I'm building a money-making brand over these next 3 months. All right. Claim it as so. Know that it's so. All right. Now, the one thing I want to go into this sharing is, I was really inspired by someone yesterday. I was watching their content yesterday or the day before, and there's someone like me. They leverage attraction marketing. They have a really, really great business. This person, from what they say, makes more money than I do. But I found it very interesting because, and this is, please, I want to help you, because, like, if you don't get this first, and even like what I said, a lot of the precursor stuff, it's like the steps that I break down, they just won't have any impact over you. It'll just be another thing that you hear and that you just write off as being like, oh, I've heard that before. But this person, and I value this person. This person was someone that really played a role about a year and a half ago of helping me break into my brand, right? Where I recognize, like, I'm a money-making brand. Like, I'm a brand that is about helping people make money, and that I didn't have to, fluff it up or flower it down or go deep with it. Like, that's my brand, right? I love talking about making money and helping other people get their bag as well. But what really bothered me is that she tried to minimize what it takes. And here's the problem with minimizing, is that even though I minimize my steps, I know my steps scare a lot of people, because they're like, oh my gosh, it takes all of that. And here's the thing, y'all, it does take all of that. And why I was bothered and annoyed by her minimization is because she only makes the money that she makes because she does do a great deal in her business in terms of considerations, right? She shows up in a certain way. She shows up very, very prolifically. She's constantly posting. She's building community. She goes above and beyond just selling a thing. Like, she's there for her people, right? And to minimize, right? Because what she was trying to do was, like, she was minimizing a lot of these courses because she sells a biz op, right? And she was like, ain't nobody got time to watch all those modules. And I get it. Like, I think we would all love to say that. However, when we start to minimize, we create this environment or this vibe that, oh, all I have to do is just join a thing and all my money-making dreams are going to come true. Or all I got to do is get my website or my funnel set up, or get my plug-and-play system set up, and all the traffic is going to find me, right? No, just because you build it, they will not come. You've got to build something so much bigger. And so this is what I want to encourage you to do, because when you hear people trying to minimize what it takes, and you've sold yourself that you're going to get rich without creating any kind of content, without building any kind of brand, without doing any kind of work, without making any considerations, without having to give something, without having to sacrifice, without having to turn off Netflix, for a month or two, or for these next 3 months. Whenever you think that again, all your money making dreams are going to come true, right? And all you got to do is join something. And like one of my customers said a couple of weeks ago, he was told on a webinar that all he had to do was just get his link out there. What does that even mean? And I encourage them, next time you ask them, what does that mean to get your link out there? And so anytime you think someone is minimizing what it takes, ask yourself, what is this person actually doing to grow their business? Matter of fact, how did I get on this person's live stream? How did I get on this person's webinar? How did I get on this person's sales page? Oh, I found her on YouTube. And if I go to her YouTube channel, I realize she's doing content every single week, right? And I'm on her email list and she's sending emails every single day, right? That should be a telltale sign of what it takes for that person to achieve success. And if they're telling you it takes less and it don't take all that, right? Then what they're telling you is that they're unique and they're special, and that what they're doing only works for them, and that you've got to go out there and figure out what's going to work for you. You guys, the signs of success are all out there. It's all out there. You don't have to settle for someone lying to you or trying to pull the wool over your eyes just to get your money, right? And trying to sell you like a get rich quick dream or scheme. Because what you see them doing is what it takes. Please write that down. Y'all are smarter than you give yourself credit for, but you're lazy. You're lazy and you're hopeful. You're lazy in the aspect of, I don't want to do what Steph does. Or I don't, in this instance, this lady, right? She does a lot of Facebook stuff and Instagram stuff, but I don't want to do what she does. I don't want to post like that. I don't want to do those reels. So in that aspect, the laziness kicks in, right? And then in the other aspect, you're hopeful because you're believing, if I just buy what they're selling me and all I got to do is just throw my link out there, without even knowing what that means, again, you're going into something uneducated, then you set yourself up to be swindled. You set yourself up to be schemed. You set yourself up to be bamboozled. You set yourself up to be let down. When I go back to 2007, when I first hit the scene and I made 28 sales in my first 30 days, and I had this explosive growth over my first few months, do you know why I did that and how? I found people that were doing what inspired me. And I said, I can do that. And then I did that. I didn't follow someone that was selling me this is all it takes. I followed people that were walking the walk. And I said, wow, they're my inspiration. I can do this. And so I didn't try to recreate the wheel. I didn't go spend 30, 60, 96 months, right? Trying to figure out a way to circumvent what they were doing, trying to find an easier way. I spent my first 30, 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months modeling what they did, doing what inspired me. So anytime you feel like there's got to be an easier way, go back to the source that inspired you and simply ask yourself, well, I think, let's just use me as an example, and or I can use the lady I'm referring to. And here's the thing. I sincerely don't believe people like her mean to come off that way, because I've come off that way before as well, early in my journey, because I was afraid of people, like being afraid to start for fear that they can't do the content. They couldn't do what I was doing. And so, yes, a lot of times I did try to make it like, this is easy. And yes, and you can do it. I was much more of a motivator right? Versus like literally like a walk, like even though I walked the walk, because clearly that's how I got my results, right? At the same time, I was much like her where it was kind of like, it don't take all that. Y'all, it does take all that. Yeah, ouch, that's a hard truth. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm sure a lot of this is a hard truth, right? I don't think people mean to come off that way, but this is why I decided to allow my brand to be this kind of brand, to be a truth teller, right? This is why I don't mind telling you the kind of money that I make, because in everything that I do and in every action that I take, I'm showing you how I do it. Is that fair? Like, could you agree? I'm literally showing you how I do it, or either I'm telling you how I do it, or either I'm giving you the blueprints and what I do. My YouTube channel, right, could be a paid membership because I'm breaking down the steps and I'm exploiting like what I do, right, to get the results that I get. In my emails, yes, even though I'm giving a call to action, right, to go buy what I sell, I am breaking down, I am giving you micro steps. I am breaking down the process of how I get the results that I get. And I don't know much. I don't know what more people want. Like, I don't know what they want. They want to be swindled because they're lazy and they're hopeful, right? And so I say that because if you can go into your business wherever you are right now, right? Go back to the source of your inspiration. Like that source that you recognize, like you were like, for whatever reason, this person or this way or this strategy. There was something, there was a video, there was a reel, there was an email, right? And again, there's people behind all these things, right? So go back to that source of inspiration that first gave you the inkling that, you know what, wait a second, I can change my life, or I can replace my income, or I too can start making money online. Go back to that source. Now here's where it gets really, really sticky. Go back to that source. Allow that to be the inspiration, that person to be the inspiration, and get to doggone work. And get to work. Because I'm going to tell you right now what's happening. Like that lady that I saw, there are a lot of people that buy what she's selling, but because they bought, it doesn't take all that mindset. They are missing what it's actually taking. Because if more people actually modeled what they saw her do, guess what? They would have more of what she's actually getting. But that's why there's only 6% of entrepreneurs that reach six-figure status. Because the other 94% are walk around in a circle, circumventing what it actually takes, trying to find an easier way, convincing themselves doesn't take all that, convincing themselves there's another webinar. Me, all this time, I don't have time to create content. I don't have time to write emails. I don't have time to learn. It don't take all that. It doesn't take all those modules. Yet the time you could be spending in the modules, the time you could be spending perfecting your messaging, the time you could be spending creating the content, right? Instead of spending that time doing that, you're spending your time on 11 webinars all throughout the week, right? Trying to find an easier solution, watching all of the live streams, right? Trying to find an easier solution, investing more money that you keep saying you don't have, right? Trying to find an easier way, trying to find something that's more flashy, trying to find something that's more shinier, right? Again, because what does that do? You invest into something new. Do you know what you just did? You invested into new hope. That's all that you did. You didn't invest into anything that's going to further your cause. Like it's because you invested into it for the wrong reasons. You invested into a vehicle, but you refuse to learn how to drive. How is that ever going to suit you? Right? Your Honda wasn't going fast enough, so you invest into a Maserati, but you never learn how to drive. If the Honda's not going to get you there because you don't know how to drive, how in the heck is a Maserati going to get you anywhere when you still don't know how to drive? Y'all, and this is the truth when it comes to making money online. And what I appreciate about my own message is that I believe I call forth the go-getters. Who's a go-getter? Like, who's sitting here listening and you're like, this is exactly what I need to be hearing, right? Like, you're like me. You're giddy for yourself, right? But you're also like, oh, like, yes, like Steph, get them, right? Like, get them. That's always been me. I can take it because I'm like, yes, that's for me. And then I'm sitting there chuckling because I'm like, you tell them, you tell them. I'm here for the go-getters and I'm calling them in. And I'm either inspiring those that aren't go-getters yet, right, to muscle up, to become a go-getter, or I'm making them realize, well, you know what? Working my job for the next 20, 30, 40 years ain't so bad. Because I just don't think, right, that I can do this. I don't think that I can do this. And again, I'm going to go back to say this. There's so many ways and so many platforms to get the job done. But if someone is unwilling and they constantly trying to find the easy button, every single thing they attempt will be hard. Every single thing they attempt will be hard. Y'all, I have people that invest into the course that I sell, which is like, again, it's like there's no better start to help you learn these skills to start making money online. And they get in 30 days, they're already like, well, I don't think this is for me. What's not for you? What's not like, what is, you're a giver upper. You're a giver upper. How within 30 days are you saying this is not for you? Then what you're saying is making money online, period, is not for you, because these are the fundamentals. This is what it takes, right? Like you're not, it's like starting law school or starting medical school and saying, you know what, this is not what it takes, and decide to go to another medical school because you think another medical school is going to break it down in a different way, right? And make it easier for you to become a doctor, or a different law school is going to break it down differently and make it easier for you, right, to become a lawyer. No, baby. You keep blowing your money if you want to, and you're going to blow your aspirations. You're going to blow your aspirations. And then guess what? This whole industry is a scheme. This whole industry just takes your money. No, all along, people have been trying to help you and tell you what it takes, right? But you want to perpetuate in an easier way. Like, I wish I didn't have, like, I wish I didn't have to like fuss like this, but I feel like I can't avoid this. This is my brand. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm meant to do. And I believe in this, I call forth the go-getters. In this, I call forth the go-getters, because when the go-getters, right, have those days where they're like, I can't do a video. I don't feel they hear my voice. And I've heard this from so many people. Steph, I hear your voice. Steph, I hear your voice. And that's how I design my brand. When you feel like giving up, I want you to hear me fussing. I want to be that big sis in your ear that's like, what are you doing, boo? Like, what are you doing? Did you really just throw your money away? Did you really just give up that easy? Right? So when you said you wanted this, it's really not that important to you? So you said working your job for the next 30, 40 years, like, there was no way you could do it. So, but 30 days into this, you decide that that's the easier way to go. I want you to hear my voice. Or when you're going to go make a bad investment because you think that investment's going to give you a leg up, I want you to hear my voice. I want you to hear my voice. All right. So I want to encourage you again. If that inspiration is me, fantastic. If someone else has inspired you and like you, when you started, they became your source one way or another, whatever it is, go back to that source of inspiration and decide to get to work, because all of your answers to helping you begin to make money online is within that source, or you wouldn't have been inspired. And I'm speaking from my own personal experience, because it's exactly how I got started. I got started with way less resources than all of y'all, because I relied upon my source of inspiration and I modeled and did what I saw them do. All right, y'all ready? All right, so you're going to build a money-making brand in the next 3 months. You're going to build a money-making brand in the next 3 months. And here's how you're going to do it. And if you would like help along the way, if you would like help over these 90 days, if you would like source of mentorship, source of support, if you would like to be fed, if you would love to not be in this all by yourself, all right, my link is down below in the description, goprowithsteph.com. get plugged into the training, and get access to the source that will keep showing up every single week to help you. All right. And on office hours, y'all, these next 90 days, I'm just going to tell y'all, you don't want to miss them. You don't want to miss them. And if you got to miss them, right, just know that I do have provisions in place to get these actually, they're always recorded, but to make sure if you miss them, right, that you do get access to them, because this is going to be office hours on steroids. It's not just going to be me showing up, waiting for y'all to ask me questions, right? I'm going into these office hours with a little bit of an agenda, right, to help you all throughout these 90 days, right? So step number one, okay? Step number one with what you're going to do to build the money making brand over these next 30 days. Tamara says, I would rather have training video at my fingertips instead of searching for an answer. It's a time waster when I could be building or doing something else. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So step number one, okay? This is more of a step, yes, but it's more of a like heads up. All right. Know that no one is buying from a random link. So I'm making it very clear. We are talking about making money over these next 3 months. I'm not here to help you create a digital product from scratch. You can follow this and do that if you want, right? But I'm specifically talking about like how you can do what I do. You can sell the same course that I sell. You can decide to get out there, right? And I'm going to break down exactly how to do that. So even if you've already purchased the course and you feel lost, I'm going to help you fast track. All right. I'm going to help you fast track. All right. Nothing wrong with creating your own product, right? But for a lot of people that can take 30, 60, 90 days. And because until they make it up in their head that a minimal viable product is okay to run with, they're going to think it takes way more. I love this model so much because you can get started today and you literally can start making money within a week, right? Or 2 if you want to, because the product's already been created for you. The funnel has already been created for you. Right? It's all there. The system's already been created for you. All you got to do is focus on what I'm going to talk about today. All right. So it's so important for you to know that no one is buying from a random link. There is no build it and there will come. It's no create the store, the stand store, the funnel, whatever, and people will just show up. That does not exist. All right. People buy from people they know, like, and trust at some level. They know, like, and trust at some level, okay? Which means you got to build yourself a money-making brand. You got to decide from the jump that people are not just going to buy from you because you say you sell this course or you sell this biz up or you sell this affiliate marketing deal. They're not buying from you just because of what you sell. They're buying from you because they've grown to know your brand, like your brand, and trust your brand. All right. And write these 2 things down when you think about building your brand. These are the things that matter the most if you want to get in money-making position quickly. Again, you're going to make money in the next 3 months. So we're talking about doing things that are accelerators, doing things that have us moving fast. Okay. You want to focus on your brand being authentic. Right? As you can see from me, I'm not trying, if I was trying to be like somebody else, I likely wouldn't fuss. I wouldn't give tough love. I'd be trying to be like, some other person out there that's all light and fluffy and whatever, telling you what you want to hear and maybe not what you need to hear. All right. Authentic and magnetic is what it takes. Authentic so that people know who they're doing business with. You want to create like that instant likability. And that's also where magnetic comes in. Right? So they might be out there searching for the topic that you represent through your brand. But then when they come across your content, your authenticity, first off, grabs their attention because they're like, oh, I found someone that's telling the truth. I found someone that's like me. Like they can see through your authenticity. And then you're magnetic in your content, which again draws them in. Already has them reaching for their debit or their credit card. These are things that I hear all the time about my content and people buying directly from my content. All right. So those 2 things are what you want to become hyper focused on when it comes to you stepping out there over these next 3 months and building a money-making brand for yourself. A lot of the other things you can figure out like as you're going. All right. But that's what you want to focus on when it comes to you and you showing up. Step number 2. All right. Step number 2. Invest in a learn and earn digital product. Mine. Right. Like, let's just, if I'm your source of inspiration, right, invest in the digital product that I sell that's going to help you learn. It's going to help you make money. Okay. Y'all, like, that's key right there. I tell people what to buy. Like, I'm not here trying to be elusive, like, oh, no, I'm here to tell you that I offer what I offer because I know it's the best for you, because I know it's going to help you develop the skills, and it's going to help you make money online. It's going to give you a product. It's going to give you a license. It's going to give you mentorship. I wouldn't sell it, right, if I knew it wasn't in your best interest. All right. So step number 2, okay, if you want to build a money-making brand over these next 3 months, you have to have something to sell right now. Like, you have to have something that you can begin selling. All right. So the reason you're going to invest into this is because you're going to have everything that you need. All right. You're going to have everything that you need. Step number 3. All right. You're going to take the first, now write this down, because as soon as you get started, and or if you've already started and you feel like, but I have not gotten a good start stuff for whatever reason, and you're like, I want to get started really fast and make money over these next 3 months, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take the first week. Please write this down, first week. Yes, that might mean there's no Netflix, right? That you might have to skip Reasonable Doubt this Thursday, right? That you might have to skip Fight Night this Thursday, that you might have to skip, All-American Homecoming on Monday. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, whatever you're into right now, you just might got to skip it. You might got to skip date night, whatever, okay? The first week is initially to learn the business. Sure, you can stretch this out for 3 weeks or a month or whatever. You can. But do you want to build a money-making brand over these next 3 months? It requires massive action and fast. So the first week, we're not going to negate the fact that you don't need to learn the business. You do. There are things that you do need to know. You don't need to know everything, though. All right? So this is what you're going to focus on. And again, pop on office hours and I can tell you specifically the modules if you need to. But trust me, when you log into the course, you're going to know what modules support this. So for the first week, you're going to focus on learning about your vision, learning about your mission, learning about niching, branding, content, and automation. Okay, I'm going to say it again. First week. And let me tell you something. The lessons are so simple to go through. All right. You're going to focus on vision, mission, niching, branding, content, and automation. All right. You're going to take notes. You're going to begin again to get the foundation of this is the niche. Okay. So for you, if you're following this, you're going to be in the money-making niche. All right. The wealth niche. You're also going to discover, right? And here's the thing. You don't even have to know specifically who you're talking to get started and to build a money-making brand over 3 months. You will discover more of that as you go through your action taking throughout the months. Trust me on this. You're going to be blown away with what I have for you, right, during these next 90 days to support you. All right, that's the first week. All right. The second week, step number 4, week number 2. You're going to set your business up. So you're going to dive into module number 9. And you're going to start to set up your money-getting system. I give you a done-for-you funnel, no additional charge, step-by-step instructions, walking you through how to get it set up. It's going to walk you through how you can rebrand it, make it your own colors, your own fonts, make it your own. But it's going to walk you through. You can do it in less than a week. Again, because you should be listening to this as this is my gotta. I don't have a choice in this. I want to build a money-making brand over the next 3 months. Steph is making it easy. She's telling me exactly what to focus on and exactly what to do and exactly where to go. So by the end of week number 2, right, now you have your money-getting system set up. But here's the fun thing. You have your money-getting system set up. You've satisfied the idea that, okay, I'm going to step out there and be an inspiration and a tour guide, right, to other people that want to learn how to make money online too. You've gotten an idea around content creation, right? And how to look at content creation and the role and the impact it plays on your business, right? You've learned the importance of automation because you've gone through those modules, right? You've gotten clear, at least on your vision, like where you want to go, and you're going to see why I'm doing this in such a way. So your first 2 weeks, you've begun to learn the business. End of second week, your business is set up and you are in money making position. All right. Now, as a part of week number 1, you also begin to get clear on, you know what? This is the platform I want to use. See, for me, it was no mystery. Again, why? Because my source of inspiration made it where YouTube was the thing. I never even thought of another platform. I never even wondered if there was a better option for me, because my source of inspiration were a handful of people that were doing something phenomenal on YouTube. And I said, I can do that. So why would I avoid doing the very thing that inspired me, that I could do this, to go look for something easier? No, I began to do what they were doing. So choosing my platform was really, really easy, right? And I would encourage you to think about it the same way, right? When you're deciding what platform you're going to actually leverage for the rest of these 3 months. All right. Now, step number 5, if you guys have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to use the live chat. I'm more than happy to answer them and to help you with this. All right. Step number 5, right? You're going to pick your platform and begin creating content. So by the end of week 2, move it into week 3, you're already in content creation mode. Okay. Now there's going to be some exceptional go-getters that will likely start creating content within their first week. And that's fine too. Okay. No one says you have to wait until you have your money getting system set up to begin creating content. All right. And you're going to understand why that's so important. So it's step number 5. You're going to pick your platform and begin creating content. Right. Why is this so important? Because you got to start putting your brand on the map. And you're going to use my 4-part storytelling, sharing your journey formula. Right. It's called that for a reason. It's a 4-part storytelling formula. Because over these next 3 months, you're building a money-making brand, not by being an expert, not by making income claims, not by lying about your results, not about being a guru. You're not, because that's not where you are right now, unless you pivoted like I did, right? And you already, you kind of already know the ropes. And sure, you can leverage that. But I'm assuming, right, that you don't have a money-making brand right now, even if you've been trying. You're either on the struggle bus or you're just getting started, right? And everyone gets a do-over when you do it this way. Okay? And everyone gets a fast start, even if you're starting from 0 when you do it this way. All right? Here's the formula. Number 1, here's where I am. Okay? Here's where I am. Where might that be for you? For me, when I was first getting started, right? So I'll use 2 examples. One, when I first got started in 2007, broke as a joke nurse, knew I didn't want to be a nurse forever, busted MLM network marketing background, tired of bugging family and friends, tired of going to the hotel meetings. I was tired of that way of building a business, and I knew there had to be a better way. And that's what set me to the internet to find a better way. That's where I was, right? When I discovered my inspiration on YouTube, when I discovered my source, they showed me that I didn't have to bug family and friends. They showed me that I could create a business where I could magnetically attract people to me that were out there on YouTube consuming content, right? They showed me a better way. The first product that I bought, right, showed me a way to build a store, to create a brand, right, where I could stack my income, right? So I knew where I was, okay? First part of the formula. And I shared that almost every single day in my content. I reminded people where I was in life, okay? Part 2 of the formula. Here's where I'm going. Please make a note of this. That is the most important part, because that's the vision. So when we go back to the first week where you're learning about, a vision and a mission, when I first got started, my vision was just simply, I see this as being my new way of life. Making money online, internet marketing, right? This is going to be my new way of life. And what I did is I took people on a 100-day to prosperity journey. That's what I called it. I talked about it. It was nothing fancy. It was my way of making sure I showed up for 100 days. And I was trying to inspire people that we can go from a place of not knowing how to make money online to actually making us some money, that we could actually make progress. I wasn't trying to get rich in 100 days. I wasn't making any kind of income claims. I was like, I'm on a 100-day to prosperity journey because I want to show you that someone can get started and over 100 days, they can achieve something. Right? And then I talked about how I knew this was going to be my new way of life. I knew that eventually I would get to a point where I would be able to replace my income, right? Where I could be able to make all of my personal income from the internet, right? And guess what? That's why within my first 3 days, I made my first sale. My first 28 days, my first 30 days, I made 28 sales, right? Is because I was very clear on this is where I am. So people could identify, wow, I'm there too. I'm tired of that too. And this is where I'm going. Oh, I want to go there too. I want to do that too. I want to try that. Right? And people began to join my journey with me. The third part of the formula is here's what I'm using. Right? So this is where I'm going. And this has been my source of inspiration. Right? This digital product, right? This product, we didn't call it digital product back then, right? But this opportunity, right? Not only did it teach me some things and has me excited, has me doing these crazy videos, but guess what? It also allows me to earn 100% profits when I sell it. That was the dynamic then. I got to sell it and all the money came directly to my PayPal instantly. People were paying me directly. So I was telling people, right? Like, this is what I'm learning. I'm learning about attraction marketing. I'm learning about stacking our income. I'm learning about doing business the right way. I'm learning I never have to bug family and friends. And it all started with this product right here and this community of people that I attached myself to. And so those that wanted to go where I was and could identify with where I was because they were there too, instant trust, instant likability. And I have to assume instant because I made 28 sales in my first 30 days and I was brand spanking new to the internet. No experience whatsoever. So I have to assume it was instant likability. I have to assume that I was building something authentic and I have to assume I was building something magnetic. So do you see how me learning the business initially was elementary at best? I had just enough to begin building a money-making brand. My desire for my change was enough to begin building a money-making brand. And then the fourth factor of this formula is kind of like all the branding elements, right? Diving into your story, your excitement over what you found, excitement over where you're going, what you're learning, what you're experiencing, who's inspiring you, and why this makes so much sense. I really hope you guys that's the money play right there. I always say this, I should sell this formula, but I talk about it too much, right? To put a dollar price on it now. And I talk about it because I want people to know that, again, let's go back to the lady I was talking about earlier who, like a lot of people, minimizing what it takes. But doggone it, as I, look at her lives and I look at her post, that's what she does. She works this kind of formula where she's sharing her journey, her experiences, right? And she's prolific with it. Different platform, but again, the same mindset and strategy that I use. Prolific, constantly sharing her journey, constantly sharing, here's where I am, right? This is where I'm going. And this is the vehicle that I love and that I'm excited about. Right. And I think that you should know that it exists as well, because if you're where I am and you want to go where I'm going, let's ride this vehicle together. Let's go on this journey together. Right. And then you intertwine your various branding elements. right? Depending upon where you are for the day in your journey, what you're experiencing, what you're excited about, what you're discovering. I mean, I did silly content like, turning my flip cam on in my car as I was driving to work at like dark 30. And I remember doing a video where I was like, this is crazy. It was dark. You could barely see my face. So for all y'all perfectionists, right? It didn't matter. Because in that moment driving to work, I was feeling like this is crazy, right? Like I'm driving to work, it's dark. Meanwhile, I knew that I had a way that I was learning how to make money. And so I used that as like an opportunity to say, like, this is crazy. But yet I'm so excited that, not long from now, I know that this is going to be my new way of life and I'll never have to do this again. That's what sharing your journey is all about, right? It's not about the perfection of it. It's about the raw authenticity, right? And inspiring other people based upon what you're really going through, what you're really experiencing, and then being willing to document and share that in as much of real time as possible on a daily basis. All right, that's the formula. Let me know if that formula, if you're like, Steph, like I can do this. Like you are seeing how, wait a second, if I show up every day to some degree, okay, because part of your process for these 90 days is that you're going to create a routine for yourself. You might decide to do a video and or go live and or use YouTube community posts or YouTube shorts. You might decide to use a variety of those formats to make sure that every day you're showing up on YouTube and or every day you're being discovered on YouTube. You might decide to leverage Instagram Reels and carousels and stories on Instagram, right? And you use a combination of those to make sure that you are documenting and sharing your journey daily, and you make it where you're creating a library that people can consistently consume more and more of your content as they discover the first one. You can decide to do that on Facebook, right? You can use Facebook posts, Facebook lives, Facebook stories. You see what I'm saying? You can decide to use TikTok. I think TikTok has stories now. You can decide to use TikTok, go live on TikTok once you're able, do stories on TikTok, use a combination of the formats, right? To document and share daily, right? And to create a library that people can go back and refer to, right? Once they discovered you and they're like, oh my gosh, right? Like Tamara's my source. Oh, I'm so glad I found this video from Tamara. Let me go see what else she's created. And then they start binging. What 9 says, I binge watched your last 3 videos, right? I need to muscle up. I create intentionally because I want my channel to be like Netflix for people or Saturday morning cartoons. I want someone to discover me and say, wow, I found my person. I found my message. I found my source. Let me go back and consume more. Because every piece of content that you create in this way, where you're documenting and sharing your journey, you're giving yourself every opportunity and every piece of content to let people know what you're selling and why you're selling it. It's not even selling anymore, right? Because you're making a recommendation of something you've purchased for yourself. You're benefiting from for yourself. You were able to get this baby set up in 2 weeks. You see, when you follow this, you get to get a fast start. You get to get out there and unapologetically just begin to show up as you. You're not waiting for anything specific. You're not waiting for everything to be perfect. You're not waiting for the perfect mic, the perfect camera, the perfect backdrop. You're not waiting for all of this stuff to come in from Amazon. You're not waiting until what? No, because you realize, well, I'm going to move on. Step number 6. Step number 6. And I feel like right here, y'all, I mean, all this is non-negotiable, but if you bring step number 6 into this, it's going to help you take action even when you feel like, who am I to take action? Like, who am I? I just got started, right? But when you understand, it's not about being an expert. I wasn't an expert. I was just excited. And I knew I had something that other people had to get their hands on. That's step number 6. Bring this attitude into your business every single day as you document, as you share, and as you show up. I have something that's changing my life, and I have to tell you. even in my journey right now with what I share, making the money that I make and all of these years of experience, let me know you still hear that in my messaging, that I have something that's changing my own life, right? Which is this course that I sell, which is this opportunity that I sell. And I have to tell you, y'all, that's the driver behind every stitch of content that I have. Because every day I'm reminded that my life got to change when this product was introduced to me. Hear what I just said. My life got to change. I had an opportunity to do things over. I had an opportunity to pivot. I had an opportunity to have a leveraged business. I had an opportunity to do things differently because this was presented to me. And because that was my reality. And every day when I wake up and I get to go on my patio and create content, right? I'm reminded more people need to know this path exists. They need to know this information is here. This opportunity is here. I don't do anything out of I got to so I can make money. I do it out of, my gosh, my own life changed. And I've got to make sure other people know that this exists for them as well. So if you understand this mindset, you understand it's not about perfection or being an expert or waiting for everything to be perfect and all the stars to be in line. There's never going to come a day where you're going to wake up and you're like, I'm ready. You've got to just make yourself ready by beginning to do. And the more that you do, it ends up being harder not to do. You become dependent on those steps. Because every time you do, you begin to believe more in it's impossible to fail if I keep doing this. So with this attitude, it's kind of like an each one, reach one, teach one mindset. It's kind of like, I'm so glad, I'm so lucky, I feel so blessed, so fortunate. And it kind of goes back to gratitude, right? Like when you're grateful for something, you don't want to squander it. So you do something with it, or you treat it a certain way because you're grateful. So it's like with this opportunity, I'm so grateful that God saw fit that this was introduced to me. Therefore, how dare I squander it and sit on it and not do or move at my full capacity and let other people know that it's available for them as well. It very much so, I'm driven by more people need to know about this. You guys, and I shared this before, but this mindset right here, this attitude right here is exactly what the gurus have been doing all along, and they still do. Right? I love using the example of like Russell Brunson, right? He's like the king of funnels. Even though I think funnels were alive and well before him, like he was the one that made funnel building like accessible for a lot of us. He allowed us to understand it. He created ClickFunnels, which allowed a lot of us to create our first funnels years ago without having to learn HTML. He dumbed it down. He allowed it to replace WordPress, which was complicated for a lot of people, right? So it's kind of like he figured out something for himself, and then he created a business, right, that dumbed it down and made it accessible to other people. And then that's the message he rallied around, right? You have people that learn how to do something for themselves, and then they built an entire business around teaching other people how to do the thing, right, that they learn how to do, or help people discover what they've discovered for themselves. Y'all, are you following me here? This means it gets to be easy, right? And this is what our 90 days, this is what these 3 months get to do for us. All right. Step number 7, you're going to create a piece of content every single day that calls in and connects. Now, I want to emphasize, let's not necessarily think about it as like you're creating content out of thin air, because in these first 3 months, it very much so is heavy on documentation and sharing, right? So in this example of here's where I am, here's where I'm going, here's what I'm using, and then a branding element, like that day's branding element, you could wake up and you could be thinking, oh my gosh, like 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know what a funnel was. And it like dawns on you that because of this training, that you have a complete money getting system set up. that you have a business that has the potential to earn you $500 every single time someone buys the course from you. And had you not ran across a video, a reel or whatever, you would have never known this existed, right? And oh my gosh, where would I be right now had I not known? At least I have hope, right? Like, at least I have hope. At least I have the steps. And you just, again, most people don't speculate enough on what they have their hands on, what it means, right? They don't understand the implications of what they have. They're so worried about being the teacher, being the guru, teaching people stuff. No, take people on a journey. Share your feelings, share your thoughts, right? Share your gratitude. Remind them where you're going and why you're going there and how you're grateful for your job, but you know there's something more for you. Who here can just identify with that? You don't have to be sold on, this is where I am, and I'm so grateful that in the day and age we're in right now that I have a job and I can rely upon, a paycheck every 2 weeks. However, I know I'm called for more. So I'm so grateful I found my girl Steph Perez, or I'm so grateful I found this course, or I'm so grateful I found this, because it gave an average everyday girl next door, right, an opportunity to start providing that and working for that for herself. You see how I'm not showing, and I'm not showing up trying to teach anyone anything. If anything, I'm spending my time being an inspiration to let other people know that look like me, identify with me, are in the same place as life as I am, that guess what? We ain't got to settle. We ain't got to settle. And all of us got to get started, right? All of us have to get our first customer. All of us have to get set up. All of us have to learn these skills. And you have no shame around the fact that, but there are people out there that are making a lot of money, so why would someone buy from me when they could buy from them? Well, because you're building a money-making brand, and the people that come to know you might not ever come across my content or someone else's content. You, for whatever reason, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok just might see fit that your content reaches specific people that will never even know other people, right, even exist. And when you're building a money-making brand, it's not about competition. It's about your story, your journey, and the way that you share it becomes the catalyst and becomes the reason why somebody will buy whatever it is that you're selling, because they're buying the fact of, I know where you are. I identify with where you want to go. I've had those feelings too. I just haven't had a vehicle. And if you say this is good enough for you and that you're excited and you're pumped up, well, baby girl, let me come on this journey with you. If you guys don't think that people think that way, right, then again, that's the problem behind a lot of your content creation or your fear of content, because that's what your content should be setting people up to feel. Your content shouldn't be I'm creating content because I'm looking for people that are looking for an MRR course, or I'm creating content that for people that are looking for, no, then you're in competition with everyone else selling the thing. I build a brand where people are like, Steph, as soon as I heard you talk, I was grabbing my debit or credit card. I knew you were my person. I knew that I wanted to be a part of this. I didn't even know the course name. I didn't even know nothing about MRR. I didn't know. And there are many, many, many of my customers that did not know the course name and did not know it was MRR. They bought because this is where I am, right? This is where I'm going. This is what I'm using, why I'm using it, why I'm so excited, what it can do for YouTube. And I just share. And what a lot of people miss is that they hear me teach, but do you realize I'm teaching from my experience? I'm teaching from my journey. I'm teaching from the same frameworks and blueprints I created for me to use first. I'm not creating content or teaching from the course. I'm not teaching from something I have purchased. I am sharing from my journey. So like when you go back over to my channel, the video I did this past Tuesday on the 90-day plan to follow, that's my framework. I'm giving you my blueprint. If I were to work with somebody one-on-one, that is how I would be holding them accountable. Of course, with a lot of daily action steps that I have to work with them on, but that's what I would walk them through. That would be our starting base. So a lot of people think I can't do what you do because I can't teach. But I'm not teaching really. I'm sharing my journey. I'm sharing what's worked for me. I'm sharing the things I've created for myself, and I'm giving them freely to other people. Some people will be inspired by what I share and want to come on board my journey. And other people will just simply be inspired and will go on to do what they want to do, or, whatever, not have the money or whatever. But a small percentage, right, will want to ride this journey with me. And on any given day, that's what we want. We just want the people that can identify with the formula to say, you know what, Veronica, God bless you for showing up. God bless you for being authentic. God bless you for sharing from your heart. Y'all, those are your buyers. Those are my buyers. I didn't even know why I was on YouTube. I don't even know what I was looking for. But when your video came across, I remember I prayed about this. I wasn't even looking for stuff dealing with money making, but your video came across my feed and I had prayed for something like this. Your buyers are out there waiting for your authenticity and for you to call them in through your magnetic content. Those are your buyers. And that happens through this right here. And you want to create a piece of content every single day that calls in and connects. And this is incredibly easy when, again, we go back to every platform has multiple formats. And the more that you create, the more that you build up a library, the bigger your library over time, the more the platform has to push out to more people. So understand this, okay? So I need you to understand how it works so you understand why your daily content is so important, all right? So when someone discovers, like, let's say someone comes on YouTube and YouTube shows my video for the first time to that person and they watch it for the first time, right? The likelihood is, okay, that they'll either go on to watch more content of mine, but even if they don't and they pop off of YouTube, right? Or whenever they do pop off of YouTube, because I have such a library, the likelihood is extremely high that the next time they come on YouTube, YouTube is going to put another one of my videos in front of them. And because I have videos and live streams and community posts and even shorts that I've done, that's still, I haven't done shorts in probably 7 months, but because they're there, I still get views on them every single day, which means YouTube is putting them in front of people. So do you see why you creating a library is so important? Because then it makes it easier for the platform to help push your content back in front of people that have already been exposed to you for the first time. And all of the platforms work the same way. So do you see how the people that are winning? They know something a little bit more about how all this stuff works and the importance of them showing up and doing their part. All right. John, that's it. And you're going to commit to creating a piece of content daily, right? And essentially perfecting, honing, mastering your craft as you go. You always have the course to go back to, right? To refine your skills, to learn more. And as you learn, continue to take people on that journey with you. So just like in 2007, I didn't know everything, but I started building a money-making brand and people started buying from me. And then when I learned new things like how to build a funnel, how to build an email list, how to use an autoresponder, guess what? I started teaching people how to make money on YouTube based upon only what I knew, only what I was doing. I taught them how to do the things I was doing. I wasn't biting off of anyone. I'm like, this, I made 28 sales by doing this. And I taught them that. And those that had the guts to start creating videos started creating videos. And then when I learned how to create a capture page and a little funnel for the first time, guess what? I talked about the importance of building a funnel. I started teaching my little community how to do that. And I started shooting videos on that kind of stuff. When I learned about the power of email marketing, I started teaching my community that. So it's like, as I learned and started to implement things in my own business, and as I was getting results, I taught around the things that I knew, right? And I empowered and equipped my community, right? And those that were watching my content, right, on these things as well. right? So I built a money-making brand by first documenting and sharing my journey. Again, following these steps, I invested into something. I allowed my initial inspiration to be my source. I modeled what they were doing, right? Followed all of these steps. Here's where I am. Here's where I'm going. This is what I'm using, right? Why I'm so excited, right? This is why you should do it too. All those things. And literally, I created content every single day. I was creating videos every single day. That is how I kicked off my money-making brand. And this is exactly how you can do the same thing for yourself over these next 90 days. You can close the year. And here's the thing. You get started now on Monday, right? Marks 100 days left of the year, which means if you want to, what I just talked about for the first 2 weeks, you can decide to do that for the first 10 days. Or if you get started today, it gives you 12 days, Saturday, Sunday, and then 10 days left of the, you see what I'm saying? You can, and that way you give yourself 90 full days, right, of creating a piece of content and doing the bits of your business, right, that are going to actually build your money-making brand. All right. So let me just ask you, first off, are you leaving better than when you came? Did you take notes? Right? And to me, the most important question, like clearly, right? I want you to leave better than when you came. And I don't see how you're here, you stay here, and you don't leave better than when you came. But if you have not gotten started, and even if you are, right, let me know. Have you found your source of inspiration? Do you feel like you found your person? Do you feel like today, like you found where you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is what I needed to hear. I can do this. This is where I need to get started. Like you found your source of inspiration that's like telling you it's time to go. It's time to leap. It's time to do something, right? It's time for you to create your money-making brand over these next 90 days and to stop watching other people. These next 90 days, these next 100 days of the year, y'all, they're big because we're talking about the fourth quarter. Games are won in the fourth quarter, right? Teams have lost first, second, third quarter. They go into fourth quarter and they've blown out teams and to go on to win impactful games, go on to win playoffs, go on to win championships in the fourth friggin' quarter. Don't put so much levity on the first 3 quarters. There's nothing you can do outside of do nothing, right? And just bring more about those 3 quarters into the fourth quarter and be more regretful. Or decide, you know what? Yeah, you're right, Steph. I can build a money-making brand over these next 3 months. I can set myself up to be discovered, right? I can be someone that actually is an option out there for people to buy from. I can bring brand new people into my audience every single day. I can be discovered every single day. I can have the potential of making money every single day if I follow this plan, right? So yes, there are things you can do to just build a brand, but what I'm walking you through here, selling what it is that I sell as a solution, documenting your journey and sharing your journey and inviting people to come on this thing with you, evoking emotion, building know, like, and trust because you're authentic in everything you do. And then you're magnetic and people feel drawn to do what you're doing. Again, here's the thing. You become there. So thank you so much for the super sticker, Victory Glow. Thank you so much for that. Here's the thing, y'all. Then you become their source, right? So it's like when someone buys from you, it's because they're like, Hillary, like you made me realize I can do this. I identify with you. God bless you for sharing the message you shared today. God bless you for having the guts to get out there. I'm so glad your video came across my feed. Remember what I said, each one or reach one, teach one. So because Hillary had the guts to activate this plan, now she becomes the source for someone else who might not even known, right, that they were looking for her. Or they were out there searching. and consuming content, and YouTube saw fit to put her content in front of them. And for whatever reason, color of her skin, her hair, her voice, right? Her beliefs, the way she's showing up, her age, it could be a multitude of things. But God bless you, Hillary, for showing up, because I believe I can do this. And now that person joins Hillary on her journey. Doesn't mean Hillary needs to be their mentor. It doesn't mean that Hillary needs to have all these things in place for them. No, she's just inspired someone to get started on this journey the same way she got started on this journey. And what worked for Hillary, what has Hillary excited, what has Hillary out there shooting these videos and showing up for her own life, guess what? Someone that truly believes Hillary's their source will say, if it's good for Hillary, it's good for me. I'm going to buy the course, right? And they'll turn to Hillary as their source. They'll start doing what they saw Hillary do. You guys, that literally is as simple as this can be. I know I'm not contradicting what I said earlier in terms of minimizing, because most people won't break all of this down like this. This will either scare people away or it'll inspire the pants off of the go-getters, because the go-getters are like, but now I have a blueprint. Like, now I know how I can build a money-making brand. I know how in the next 3 months I can really position myself to make money. Maybe you were looking at creating content wrong all this time. Maybe you were trying to be the expert. Maybe you were trying to be like me or be like someone else. Maybe you were spending more time looking for the easier button versus just activating this 4-part formula every single day. Maybe you thought you were going to spend the rest of the year learning. Maybe you didn't know that you can fast pass your way and just learn a few key things, get your business set up, and then guess what? As you continue to learn, document what you're learning, what you're experiencing, your thoughts around it, how it's helping you grow. You guys, that part right there, that last part, your thoughts around things. That's everything. Again, it brings feeling. I didn't think I could do this. I was afraid to invest in myself, right? But I did it anyways, and this is what I'm experiencing. I saw other people out there having success in their own business. I didn't know if I could do this. I didn't know that I could learn this. I didn't know at the age of X that I could ever learn automation. I've been on a lot of people's email list all these years. I never knew I could build my own. I never knew you could make money from an email list. I never knew that having a YouTube channel was free for anyone that wanted to learn how to start doing videos. I never knew you could make money. I thought AdSense was the only way you could make money. I didn't know that I could make money just through my content. I didn't know that instead of waiting for AdSense and to get monetized, that I could make $500 every single time I did a video. Y'all, I just gave you gold right there. Those are the things that people need to hear. Your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, what you're going through, what you've discovered. All because I did make an investment. And it's already changed my life. And I'm telling you, over these next 100 days, right, you're going to watch me catch fire. Let them know what they're in for. Let them know over these next, someone needs to write this down, because this is what we're all doing together, right? Over these next 3 months, you're going to watch me build a money-making brand. Not just a brand, boo-boo. You're going to watch me build a money-making brand. And I'm showing up to inspire you to do the same thing as well. Come on this journey with me, right? Starts right down at the link in my description or at the link in my bio, or comment 90 days, and whatever your marketing strategy is, you can let them know, right? Again, what you're doing, right? So you have found your source, you've found your inspiration. Maybe you've been hanging out there, you've been watching, right? And then maybe this is just your sign. Maybe you're here for the first time and you're like, but yes, you're my inspiration. You're my person. Like, I'm ready to go, right? I want to invite you, right, to invest, not get started, right? You're here. You've already gotten started, believe it or not. Okay. You have the blueprint that's here. All right. You have me for office hours every Tuesday. And like I shared earlier, okay, these next 90 days, I'm showing up to support you on this journey. So it's not going to just be question and answer. All right. I'm going to show up to support you and help hold you accountable, right? For building your money making brand over these final 3 months. You'll have the live mentorship every single week, right? You'll have the course, right? So the instructions that I outlined, you'll have everything that you need to begin to learn the business and to get set up within 1 week, or within 2 weeks. I'm sorry, within 2 weeks, right? And then now you have the plan, right? Because everyone knows where they are. Everyone knows where you want to go. And if you're not clear on that, believe it or not, you are clear, but you're trying to make it more than it needs to be. Like you're trying to be all deep and philosophical over your vision. No, boo-boo. My vision is I want to earn $50,000 over the next 90 days. That can be vision enough, right? And I'm so glad this course is teaching me everything. Hit or miss, I know that I'm going to be further along than I am than right now, because at least I have hope, right? Unlike a lot of people. Do you guys see how content can be so easy? At least I got hope, right? And at least I know that I have a resource. And I have what I need to help me go from where I am right now to where I want to go. And all I got to do is take action. Maybe that's all you got to do is take action. Do you see how easy content creation can be? When you get out of your way of thinking it's about something so much bigger and more granular, and you realize, wait a second, I just got to document and share how I feel. Document and share where I'm going. Document and inspire another person that's a lot like me. And guess what? Every piece of content, you get better and better and better. And more content you create, the more room in your business opens up to create even more content. Okay? You don't have to start trying to do it all in the beginning. You just got to start. And please trust me on this. Your start will make room for everything else that needs to come inside of your business. Right? But this right here is enough to build a tough money-making brand for yourself over these next 90 days. And I will go on record to say this. I don't make guarantees. I don't make any income claims. When I talk money, I talk about like my results, what I've experienced. But what I can tell you is that you will be the reason for why you don't build a money-making brand over these next 3 months. This plan will not come back void for those that work it. I'm looking right at my camera. I'm looking right at you. Right? I don't know how much money you will make, right? I don't know how big you'll grow your email list. I don't have the answers to that. And if anyone can ever guarantee you anything, please run in the opposite direction. The one guarantee that I can make you is that you will be a reason for why you build or don't build a money-making brand over these next 3 months, because this plan worked in its entirety and seen through, which means, right? 90 days of content, 90 days of showing up, 90 days of setting yourself up to be discovered, 90 days of call to action. This plan does not come back void. The reason there's only 6% of entrepreneurs that are earning $100,000 or more is because 94% won't see simple things like this through. They'll say, I tried the plan. You go and audit them and they've done 6 pieces of content over 90 days. Yeah, you right. You tried. That's about all you did was you tried. The plan didn't come back void. You came back void. A go-getter will see this as, I'm going to make this work for me. Like, this is the plan. There's no way I can fail. This is designed for the 10 to 6%. Because you don't have to earn 6 figures if you don't want to. But this is designed for the person that's like, I'm going to make money. I'm not going to fail. I don't even know what that word means. They see this as, this is going to work. So I would love for you to come on this journey with me. I would love to help you build a money-making brand over these next 90 days. Like I said, get started now. You have 12 days where you can knock out, right, the learning and the business setup. So that way on day 90, right, then you can focus solely, right, on actually sharing your journey, creating the content, right, and then sprinkling in learning throughout the week as you need to or as you desire to, right, to learn other things or to implement, right, what we'll go over during the office hours on Tuesdays. So when you invest today, all right, your investment's $500. Okay, it's a one-time investment. That includes the course, which teaches you everything you need to know about making money online, digital marketing, again, and building your money-making brand. We have the resources and the instructions to help you get your business set up. Okay, step by step. Marketing system is free. The funnel is free. All of it's there for you. All you got to do is just follow the instructions. You have office hours on Tuesdays to answer questions, help you with your tech, hold you accountable, support you, right? And to help you with this 90-day journey. Now, this is very unique because I don't always do this, all right? But we're going to work this fourth quarter, okay? So you'll have help in this fourth quarter as well when it comes to your actual game plan, all right? You also get the license, all right? So you get the course to learn from, and then you get a license that allows you to sell this entire learning environment, including office hours, as your own. So when you start getting out there, sharing this formula with other people, and they say, God bless you. I'm so glad you showed up. You've inspired me. I'm starting today. You guys, it just hit me. Some of you guys are taking this to heart what I'm sharing right now. And there's going to be success stories of you guys coming forth and saying, people are showing up and saying, God bless you. People are showing up, thanking me for showing up. Literally, this is being spoken into people's lives right now. Like, you're going to create at a higher level, at an emotionally higher level, that's going to call in people, and you're going to be like, and I don't even understand why, because my content does not even feel that good. But it's because you're going to start approaching your content differently, and you're going to start pulling at the heartstrings of people. You're going to start connecting with people on a deeper level than just wanting to buy something. They're going to want to be a part of what you're doing. They're going to be so thankful that you really did show up. For some of y'all, I'm just speaking action. Like, you're going to start taking action because you believe that's enough. You believe that you can show up and be authentic and inspire people in that way. And maybe all along that was holding you back. Like, you thought you needed so much more than just to get out there and just start riffing. You thought you couldn't just get out there and start being you. So you get out there, you start being you. When someone says, God bless you, I was praying for this, thank you for showing up, and they click your link and they buy, $500 comes instantly directly to you, because when you set your system up, it's your payment processors, it's your PayPal, it's your Stripe, connected to your bank account. They pay you instantly. They pay you directly. No one ever touches your money. They get access to the same course. They get access to the same office hours every Tuesday. You don't have to worry about, how do I support people? All right? You just get to simply sell this learning environment to other people, which again helps you in building your money-making brand, because you don't have a lot you've got to figure out. You're not waiting for commissions. You get paid instantly. Not only are you building a money-making brand, you're building ownership and control, because you're going to be building your own email list, which happens to be your greatest asset. You're going to be building your own audience of people that are going to know, like, and trust you on whatever platform you choose. You're going to be building your bank account. This is your revenue that's going to come instantly and directly to you. And all you've got to do is focus on what we talk about here. So you get the license. And the power with the master resale rights license is that you instantly give that license to your customers as well. So you're not only inspiring them, right, to learn this stuff, but you're inspiring them and you're giving them opportunity to start earning for themselves in the exact same way. And you're empowering them to tap into the same blueprint, right, that you've been using as well. The 4-part formula. You get to talk about how easy it is, or they can hop on office hours and learn how easy it is, right? Because you become their source, right? They're going to believe, hey, I can do this too, right? You guys, let me know if you're ready. If you're out there right now and you've been consuming, you've been watching, you've been clicking, and you believe you found your source, I want to encourage you to get started. All right? Don't go down 2024 not trying, not putting your best foot forth. I show up in my content because I want to inspire people that are ready to put their best foot forth. All right? This can not only help you close the year strong, maybe have a better holiday season than you even thought was possible. Because let me tell you something, $500 payments, they just hit in such a sweet way. I used to always joke and say, one sale will change your day. One sale will change your week. For some people, one sale will change your month. It could be the difference, right? You building your money-making brand seriously for these next 3 months could be the difference between I didn't know how, right? Whatever. I didn't know how I was going to pull off Thanksgiving. I didn't know how. And also the difference between you exploding into the new year. I love to think about fourth quarter, right, as being like a springboard or being like the true first quarter to the next year. Because I hate starting the year at zero. I hate starting the year feeling like I'm trying to figure out how to get started. You get started on this now, no matter where you are right now, right? Think about the flex that you will have going into 2025. So I'm here to support you, right? I'm here to help you on this journey because I'm doing this thing right alongside of you. I don't just talk the talk, but I walk the walk, and I only share what I'm doing. I only share what's working for me. I only share what I know. And I've been able to help over the years a lot of people replace their full-time income, go on to make multiple six figures. I've helped people make more money than I've made in my own business by just simply following such a blueprint. There's no ceiling, there's no cap. Our job is to show up, right, and be the tour guide, to be the inspiration, to be the big sis, to be the reason why someone begins to believe more in themselves and decides to finally go for it. That's our ultimate job. And that's what this blueprint does. So again, I really, really hope this has helped you guys. I hope you're leaving better than when you came. And I just want to encourage you to take action. The link is down below in the description, goprowithsteph.com. All right, get dialed in, begin to go through the information, right? Once you get started, all right, do me this solid. I'm going to do this to my email list today in case anyone has already gotten started, my customer base. And I'm going to spotlight the modules. When you get started, all right, send me a quick email. Say, Steph, I'm in. I saw your video, right? Give me the modules. And I will tell you the exact modules to focus on, right? Coupled with module number 9 so that you can knock out your initial learning modules and getting set up so that you can begin to dive into the actual steps, the formula, right? That's going to help you begin to build that money-making brand. All right. Thank you, Hillary. God bless you, Steph. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. I'm grateful for you as well. I said this before, and I'll say this again in closing. I really built this community because I thought that I was doing it to help other people. And I'm blown away every single week when I realize how much I've been blessed and how much I've been helped, right? Because of the community, because of good people that I've been able to attract that have made me better. And I think that's what business is really, really about. Right? When it's a win-win, not just a win-win because you're making money helping people, but it's a win-win when you're made better because you're attracting good people, right? That make you better as well. So thank you guys so much who are a part of my community, who've helped me become a better leader. You're the reason why I want to be such a great example in all that I do in my business, because I want people to see how simple it can be when you do commit to a very simple blueprint. And I want people to know what is possible, right, when you do work a plan. And then it actually does take work. I would do none of this stuff if it wasn't necessary, right? Like if there was an easier button, I think all of us would click it. But again, you go back and you watch anyone that's inspired you and you will find content, right? A lot of content consistently, in a variety of formats, likely, right? You will find them building an email list. You will find them working this plan to some degree because it works. Take action, all right? GoProWithSteph.com. Look so forward to welcoming you into the community. Look so forward to seeing you on office hours this Tuesday. Look so forward to you getting a strong start and you building your money-making brand over these next 3 months. Take action, and I hope you guys are leaving better than when you came. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the super sticker. I look so forward to celebrating each and every one of your successes. Bye-bye, guys.